Grand Raw Rising, kings and queens. Grab your coffee or your tea and enjoy some sacred healing space for all ages and reflections that are welcomed. No matter if you're at work, watching the kiddos at home, or even driving on the road, Rising with Raw is a beautiful sacred space to learn about the chakras as well as receive our collective card reading for the day. Along with this, we will have beautiful guests and members of the tribe come on to share their gifts, their practices, knowledge, and wisdom as we self-empower and become aware of who we are as we go forth by day.
Walking like an Egyptian. Walking like an Egyptian. Walking like an Egyptian. Walking like an Egyptian.
A rebel who went searching for treasures in his soul, fishing for gold. I found a key to unlock the door to my mind's gate, hidden with some hieroglyphs. Told me about my future and my past, and that I should get. Till I work it and get up off my ass. I'm on the path to move the masses to spiritual tactics. So masters, you bastards, ready to do classes.
Grand day, everybody. It's Crystal Light. On this episode of Rising with Raw, we tap into the halls of a mentee and go into the sacred, divine path of hermeticism as we explore the Kybalion, the first principle, the law of mentalism, the all is mental. We explore this principle in this reading, and then we dive into learning about our spirit guide of the day. And our spirit guide of the day, we learn from the shamanic Egyptian astrology book. And I educate us on our chakra of the day, which is the third eye chakra. And with the third eye chakra being the chakra of the day, our spirit guide, Hermes, aka Thoth, is our perfect complement to help us activate and cleanse our third eye today, as I lead us through a third eye activation light language from Thoth. If you're someone that enjoys esoterics, as well as ancient Egyptian, Atlantis, and other hermetic universal teachings, you'll definitely enjoy this space. Enjoy the episode. Feel free to leave your feedback or anything that you'd like to reflect upon or that you got downloaded during this video. If you are someone that would like to be a guest on Rising with Raw, you may direct message me, Marcus Crystal Light, to set up an episode. Ashe. Grand day, grand rising, everybody. Welcome in those that are in the live space. Funky tunes. That's right, getting a little funky this rising. Letting ourselves vibe and flow. Welcome in Queen, welcome in Holly. I'm just waiting on some lemon ginger tea to finish getting made. And then I'll begin us started for the day. Today we are going to be exploring the third eye chakra. Third eye chakra will be our chakra of today. And along with connecting with our third eye chakra, we will also be connecting with and doing some education with our spirit guide of the Rising with Ra today, which is going to be Hermes, aka Thoth. I'm sure you guys are familiar with Thoth in many different forms, whether it's Thoth the Atlantean, or the Egyptian priest, or Hermes Trismegistus in ancient Greece. But we will be connecting with Thoth today to correlate with our third eye chakra. And I will read a little bit out of the shamanic Egyptian astrology book regarding Thoth and his connection to astrology. And I'll also be reading out of the Kybalion today as well. And I'll be reading the principle, the all is mental, the law of mentalism. And then I will also kick us off with our collective reading regarding Thoth in the alchemical Book of Doors deck. And then to finish out, we'll be doing a third eye activation, light language activation with Thoth energy. So that's what to look for in this Rising with Ra. And for everybody out there, my name is Marcus, aka Crystolite, and I am your sacred host, the Pharaoh of the Space. And I'm going to go ahead and grab my tea, and then we will get things started. Alrighty. I do have a reminder before I begin this Rising with Ra space. My only reminder I have is just a reminder that you guys can purchase Crystal Healing 101. You guys can purchase Class 1. Class 2 will be available this week as well to purchase. So I just wanted to give you guys that awareness. You guys can purchase Crystal Healing 101 Class number 1. And that one is going over the function, fundamentals, and science behind crystals and how they work. And then the second class that I have available coming up this week to purchase for recording is going over crystal grids and creating grids within your home and other spaces. And that will be available this week as well. So if you guys want to reach out because you're interested in crystal healing or just being educated on crystal healing, it's a perfect class for you to be able to purchase, have the recording, and move at your own pace with. Grand Day, it's Marcus Crystallite. I have the pleasure to let you know that you may now purchase Crystal Healing 101, Class Number 1, Fundamentals, Function, and Science Behind Crystals. This recording is now available for you to purchase at $33 USD. Just direct message me, Marcus Crystallite, to receive your recording today of Class 1.
You know, I'm really excited about sharing the Crystal Kingdom with all of you guys. And I'm really going to go in depth here. And it's going to seem like it's some far out there knowledge. It's going to seem a little maybe too deep for you to understand. But when I explain all of this, I'm going to correlate it and explain it in a way that makes it as simple as it's meant to be to understand. And it's really all simple when it comes down to it. And I'm just going to guide us through this. And we're going to start with going through the energetic and metaphysical side of crystals, where they are when it comes to the universe and their purpose. And then we'll hop into the reasons why they've been used throughout history and the different ways they do what they do according to their energy, their color, their vibration, things of that nature. And then I'll dive us into how to heal our 7 chakras with the crystals and correlate them with colors, frequency, and even musical notes as well. So right here, we're looking at the sacred text of the Kybalion.
So that's all I really got when it comes to announcements. I have no flow shops or anything like that coming up. All right. So our collective card reading today, we'll be going straight to the Oracle of the Alchemical Book of Doors, Ancient Egyptian deck. And we're going to go straight to Thoth. Also known as Tehuti in Kemetic terms, or original ancient Egyptian terms. All right. So our oracle guide of the day on Rising with Ra is Tehuti. He is also our guide for our third eye chakra today. And he's also known as Thoth. And is also incarnated as Hermes Trismegistus and some other key figures. So I'll go ahead and read out of the book for what type of medicine and service Tehuti provides. Okay, so in this oracle, he represents success in writing, literature, and science. occult knowledge, and meditation. Mediation, actually. Okay, so it says, above all, Tehuti, or Thoth, is divine intelligence, the universal mind with all of its powers of speech and creation. As scribe of the gods, or in particular, the scribe of Ma'at, Tehuti formulates all the words of creation and records them in the Akasha, or universal memory. But his word only has power when he is together with Ma'at, who is the cosmic law, which is the same as saying, when the mind is centered in the heart, where Ma'at is a cosmic principle and detached from human affairs. Tehuti is intimately connected with the life and death of every individual, and he teaches the knowledge of magic, indispensable for the soul's safe passage through the duat. He also arbitrates between Heru and Seth in their struggle of supremacy, understanding the necessity for both principles, keeping these forces in the exact equilibrium of Ma'at. He is the mediator par excellence between humans and the netters, in the same way the moon is the mediator between the earth and the cosmos, reflecting the light and the energy of the sun onto earth, maintaining a perfect balance in the ebb and flow of all water and fluids. The judgment scene from the Book of the Dead, Tehuti takes the form of a dog-shaped ape, who sits on the center of the balance of the scales, where the heart of the dead is being weighed, and he tells when the heart balances with the feather of Ma'at, and hears the duat, he is found not only recording the deeds or words of the deceased, he also decides whether the heart has been balanced, and whether the soul passes into paradise. He was widely invoked so that he may give the words of power to the souls of the dead, so they could pass safely through Amenta, banishing demons while armed with the names of the monsters and the formula that transformed the demons into allies. Beautiful. While the primordial power of creation originates the principle, it needs to be spoken in order to manifest form. As the power of creating through speech and writing, Tehuti was the principle beneath all knowledge, all science. He is said to have existed as a human way back in the earliest Egyptian days, a being of another order who, along with Aset and Azar, brought knowledge from other worlds to the human race. As a living netter, he established a common language, invented the alphabet, and established the worship of the gods in temples built by Azar. He gave humans the first principles of astronomy, music, medicine, and was the author of all books concerning human and divine knowledge. So that's a little bit about our good brother, our cosmic guide, Tehuti, aka Thoth, aka Hermes, according to the alchemical oracle deck of the Book of Doors. So with all that being said, think about those principles and those energies that Tehuti carries, or Thoth, and see where you can implement these characteristics or implement these guiding energies into your life right now, currently, and with your daily practices. Is there anything that you can, sit and reflect upon and call in the energy of Thoth through meditation? Is there any type of, keys or secrets of creation and your pathway that you'd like to access? these are wonderful things to sit upon and call and work with the energy of Thoth. You can also call them in and just ask for clarity, ask for guidance. And I've had very powerful third eye activations connecting with Thoth. And another good way of connecting with Thoth as well is through the Emerald Tablets and through the Book of the Dead. And some other good books as well. Oh yeah, the Kybalion, which I'm actually about to read in a moment. Ye who accompany the bearer to the house of rest, who pilot the ship of Ra, ever advancing onwards the heights of heaven, Lord of the shrine, which standeth in the center of the earth. Behold, he is me, and I am him. Mine is the radiance wherein Ta floateth over the firmament. I travel upon high, I tread upon the firmament of Nu. I raise a flashing flame with the lightning of mine eye, ever rushing on the splendor of the daily glorified Ra, giving my life to the dwellers of earth. If I say, come up upon the mountain, the celestial waters shall flow at my command, for I am Ra incarnate, created in the flesh. I am the idler of my father, Tanu, Lord of the city of the sun. The God who commands is in his mouth. The God of wisdom is in my heart. My tongue is the sanctuary of truth, and God sitteth upon my lips. My word is accomplished every day, and the desire of my heart realizes itself as that of Ta. When he created his works, I am eternal. Therefore, all things are as my designs. Therefore, do thou come forth unto me from thine abode in the silence, utterable wisdom, all light or power. Come now and be Thoth, Tehuti, Hermes, Mercury. Alright, so that does it for our collective reading for today on Rising with Ra. And we have Tehuti, aka Thoth, as our god of the oracle. And if you guys missed that, you guys can catch it on the replay here on Sacred Light 33 on Instagram or on the YouTube channel later today, Sacred Light Healing and Wellness. And I want to say thank you to all my subscribers, thank you to all my supporters, thank you to all of you that have continued to be in these spaces, sharing the energy, being in the love, and just being in unified consciousness. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Alright. So, I'm going to go ahead and go over our chakra of the day. And then after I go over our chakra of the day, I will then do a little passage out of the Kybalion. The Kybalion is the hermetic principles, or it's also ancient Egyptian, ancient Greek philosophy. It has universal laws in it, teachings of Thoth, and today we'll be going over the law of mentalism. And the law of mentalism as in the all is mental, the universe is mental. We'll be going over this principle and touching on it a little bit in this Rising with Ra. But for now, our chakra of the day, third eye chakra. The third eye chakra is located in the center of the eyebrows. its resonant color is indigo. Hertz frequency for sound healing is 852 hertz. Physical organs that this chakra encompasses is the pituitary and pineal gland, the forehead, the eyes, the nose, and the brain. Characteristics that third eye chakra contains for our human being. It is the direct connection to our circadian rhythm. It is also our connection to our biological clock and biological cycles. It also is the main energy center to regulate our hormones and other main chemicals of the being. It is also the main energy center for our psychic senses and intuitive guidance. It is one of the main energy centers for astral projection, as well as lucid dreaming and grid work. It is our manifestation center, or it is our reality program projector, as I like to call it. It is the energy center that projects our reality. It is also where you access your mind's eye, so being able to have vision beyond the physical. It's also your connection to divine wisdom and insight, and your awareness of synchronization. Alright, so now identifying blockages. Blockages in the third eye can look like not being able to see beyond a problem, or being stuck on the surface, having headaches, insomnia, nightmares, memory issues, having no vision for yourself, looping beliefs that are not supportive, susceptible to mind control and conditioning, having a hard time seeing other perspectives or the bigger picture, feeling disconnected from insightful wisdom, cognitive distortions, limiting thoughts, and dysfunctional projected realities. These are all blockages within the third eye chakra. Welcome in, blessings everybody. Right now we're just going over the third eye chakra, and now we're going to be doing some reading out of the Kybalion, hermetic philosophy, as we'll be talking about the law of mentalism, talking about the all as mental. And we're also connecting with Thoth, the Atlantean, today. So enjoy the space and stay in. Stay settled in if you'd like to participate in the third eye chakra, the Kybalion, and a little bit about Thoth and activation. Okay, so overactivations in the third eye chakra can look like having an ungrounded mind, unconsciously, mentally manipulating others, giving or receiving psychic attacks, entity attraction, being overly sensitive or sensory, unconscious manifestation from the subconscious mind, obsessiveness, overanalyzing, and being stuck between dimensions, so kind of like psychosis. These are all overactivations of the third eye. And yeah, believe it or not, we can unconsciously psychic attack people. Some of you may be doing it and you may not even realize it. Alright, so now foods and herbs that you may utilize to help cleanse and activate the third eye. We have red onion, red cabbage, blueberries, raisins, clean water, seaweed. You can use supplements like shilajit, as well as mushroom superfoods like reishi, lion's mane, organic cacao. And then we have rosemary, juniper, mugwort, valerian root, and kava. And then of course you can use lavender as well. All great for the third eye. And then also calcifying your pineal gland, or decalcifying I should say. Decalcifying the pineal gland is very important as well. And avoiding sodium fluoride. Fluoride calcifies the pineal gland, which basically hardens it and dries it out of the chemicals that it's supposed to provide and create for us. Thus, leaving us docile, easy to control, and a lot less energetic vitally. But if you're trying to do any practices, you can always practice like intuitive and psychic practices with people. You can do cacao ceremonies, consume mugwort, lavender, do reprogramming of the subconscious mind, keep track of goals, manifestations, and then is the mantra. And then lastly we have crystal helpers for the third eye chakra. Crystals, we have amethyst, we have terahertz, indigo kyanite, lapis lazuli, azurite, citrine, sugarlight, iolite, lepidolite, and moonstone. So this one right here is sugarlight. It's like a purple and red. Turn the filter off. It's a beauty. It's one of my favorites I've had for a few years now. It's called Sugarlight. Helps connect you with the higher guides and energies like that. Blue tiger's eye. I wish there wasn't such a strong glare. Labradorite. Yep, you can use labradorite. Labradorite's not like a main third eye, but you can use it for the third eye. It's more a throat chakra than anything. Alright, so that's the third eye chakra. If you ever have questions, just reach out. Or you're someone that would like to dive deep into your own third eye chakra in relation to your personal life, reach out to me. We can set up a chakra empowerment one-on-one session and I can fully in-depth educate you on the chakra of your choice, as well as go over blockages, overactivations, how to identify the current blockages and overactivations you have in your life. And then I help you clear out and balance that chakra with a meditation practice. Bum, bum, bum. Alrighty. So now we have done our chakra of the day. We'll go ahead and move over into our reading from the Kybalion.
Repeat after me. I affirm that this space is sacred, sealed, and filled with pure rainbow love, regenerating, rejuvenating, soothing my being. Ashe. I affirm that this space is sacred, sealed, and filled with pure rainbow love, regenerating, rejuvenating, soothing my being. Ashe. I affirm this space. I affirm is sacred, sealed, and filled. This space with pure is sacred, sealed, and rainbow love, pure, regenerating rainbow love, regenerating, rejuvenating, soothing my
And today we're going to be reading about the principle regarding the law of mentalism. And within the Kybalion, there's many different principles and laws of creation that are described and talked about. And these laws, vibration, polarity, rhythm, causation, gender, correspondence, paradox, all is mental. These are all different mental principles, or these are all principles of creation. And they basically are like the roadmaps of how to become a self-master in this creation by working with what was the fabric of all and as the fabric of existence. So the first principle of the seven, because there's 7 hermetic principles when it comes to hermeticism. And the first one is the principle of mentalism. The all is mind. The universe is mental. The principle embodies the truth that all is mind. It explains that the all, which is the substantial reality underlying all the outward manifestations and appearances which we know under the terms of the material universe. The phenomena of life, matter, energy, and in short, all that is apparent to our material senses is spirit, which in itself is unknowable and undefinable, but which may be considered and thought of as an universal, infinite, living mind. It also explains that all the phenomenal world or universe is simply a mental creation of the all, subject to the laws of created things, and that the universe as a whole and in parts of or units has its existence in the mind of the all, in which mind we live and move and have our being.
This principle, by establishing the mental nature of the universe, easily explains all of the varied mental and psychic phenomena that occupy such a large portion of the public attention, and which, without such explanation, are non-understandable and defy scientific treatment. An understanding of this great hermetic principle of mentalism enables the individual to readily grasp the laws of the mental universe and to apply the same to his well-being and advancement. The hermetic student is enabled to apply intelligently the great mental laws instead of using them in a haphazard manner. With the master key in his possession, the student may unlock the many doors of the mental and physical temple of knowledge and enter the same freely and intelligently. This principle explains the true nature of energy, power, and matter, and why and how all these are subordinate to the mastery of mind. One of the old Hermetic masteries wrote, long ages ago, "He who grasps the truth of the mental nature of the universe is well advanced on the path to mastery." And these words are as true today as the time they were first written. Without this master key, mastery is impossible, and the student knocks in vain at the many doors of the temple. Whew. Such good wisdom. Alright, so I'll go ahead and read this chapter. And this chapter is called Mental Transmutation. As we have stated, the Hermeticists were the original alchemists, astrologers, and psychologists. Hermes, having been the founder of these schools of thought, from astrology has grown modern astrology, or modern astronomy. From alchemy has grown modern chemistry. From the mystic psychology has grown the modern psychology of the schools. But it must not be supposed that the ancients were ignorant of that which the modern schools suppose to be their exclusive and special property. The records engraved on the stones of ancient Egypt show conclusively that the ancients had a full comprehensive knowledge of astronomy. The very building of the pyramids, showing the connection between their design and the study of astronomical science. Nor were they ignorant of chemistry, for the fragments of the ancient writings show that they were acquainted with the chemical properties of things. In fact, the ancient theories regarding physics are being slowly verified by the latest discoveries of modern science, notably those relating to the constitution of matter. Nor must it be supposed that they were ignorant of the so-called modern discoveries in psychology. On the contrary, the Egyptians were especially skilled in the science of psychology, particularly in the branches that the modern schools ignore, but which nevertheless are being uncovered under the name of psychic science, which is perplexing the psychologists of today and making them reluctantly admit that there may be something in it after all. The truth is that beneath the material chemistry, astronomy, and psychology, that is, the psychology in its phase of brain action, the ancients possessed a knowledge of transcendental astronomy, called astrology, of transcendental chemistry, called alchemy, of transcendental psychology, called mystic psychology. They possessed the inner knowledge as well as the outer knowledge. The latter alone being possessed by modern scientists? Among the many secret branches of knowledge possessed by the hermeticists was that known as mental transmutation, which forms the subject matter of this lesson. Transmutation is a term usually employed to designate the ancient art of the transmutation of metals, particularly the base metals into gold. The word transmute means to change from one nature, form, or substance into another. And accordingly, mental transmutation means the art of changing and transforming mental states, forms, and conditions into others. So you may see that mental transmutation is the art of mental chemistry. If you like the term, a form of practical mystic psychology, but this means far more than appears on the surface. Transmutation, alchemy, or chemistry on the mental plane is important enough in its effects to be sure, and if the art stopped there, it would still be one of the most important branches of study known to man. But this is only the beginning. Let us see why. The first of the 7 hermetic principles is the principle of mentalism, the axiom of which the all is mind, the universe is mental, which means the underlying reality of the universe is mind, and the universe itself is mental, that is, existing in the mind of the all. We shall consider this principle in succeeding lessons, but let us see the effect of the principle if it be assumed to be true. If the universe is mental in its nature, the mental transmutation must be the art of changing the conditions of the universe, along the lines of matter, force, and mind. So you see, therefore, the mental transmutation is really the magic of which the ancient writers had so such to say in their mystical works, about which they gave so few practical instructions. If all be mental, then the art which enables one to transmute mental conditions must render the master the control of material conditions, as well as those ordinarily called mental. As a matter of fact, none but advanced mental alchemists have been able to attain the degree of power necessary to control the grosser physical conditions, such as the control of the elements of nature, the production or cessation of tempests, the production and cessations of earthquakes and other great physical phenomena, but that such men have existed, and do exist today, is a matter of earnest belief to all advanced occultists of all schools. That the masters exist, and have these powers, the best teachers assure their students, having had experience which justify them in such belief and statements. These masters do not public exhibitions of their powers, but seek seclusion from the crowds of men, in order to better work their way along the path of attainment. We mention their existence at this point merely to call your attention to the fact that there is power, that their power is merely mental and operates along the lines of the higher mental transmutation. Under the hermetic principle of mentalism, the universe is mental. But students and hermeticists of lesser degree, the masters, the initiates, and teachers, are able to freely work along the mental plane and mental transmutation. In fact, all that we call psychic phenomena, mental influence, mental science, new thought phenomena, operates along the same general lines, but there is but one principle involved, no matter by what name the phenomena be called. The student and practitioner of mental transmutation works among the mental plane, transmuting mental conditions, states, and others according to various formulas, more or less efficient. The various treatments, affirmations, denials of the schools of mental science are but formulas, often quite imperfect and unscientific. The majority of modern practitioners are quite ignorant compared to the ancient masters, for they lack the fundamental knowledge upon which the work is based. Not only may the mental states of oneself be changed or transmuted by hermetic methods, but also the states of others may be, and are constantly transmuted in the same way, usually unconsciously but often consciously by some understanding the laws and principles, in which where the people affected are not informed of the principles of self-protection. And more than this, as many students and practitioners of modern mental science know, every material condition, depending upon the minds of other people, may be changed or transmuted in accordance with the earnest desire, will, and treatments of persons desiring changed conditions of life. The public are so generally informed regarding these things at present that we do not deem it necessary to mention the same at length. Our purpose at this point being merely to show the hermetic principle and art underlying all these various forms of practice, good and evil. For the force can be used in opposite directions according to the hermetic principles of polarity. In this little book we shall state the basic principles of mental transmutation, that all who read may grasp the underlying principles, and thus possess the master key that will unlock the many doors of the principle of polarity. We shall now proceed to consideration of the first of the Hermetic 7 principles, the principle of mentalism, in which is explained the truth, that all is mental, the universe is mental. In the words of the Kybalion, we ask to pay close attention, careful study of this great principle on the part of the student, for it is really the basic principle of the whole philosophy and the hermetic art of mental transmutation. Ooh, wow. Powerful, powerful knowledge. Powerful remembrance codes. Powerful remembrance codes. How was that for everybody that is here live in the comments? Is there anything you'd like to reflect on? Really good stuff. If you'd like to hop on the live and join in as a community and reflect on any of that, feel free. Send a request. Wow. It really is like the foundational principle of all universal principles, I feel like, is coming back to the remembrance that all is mental, and then moving from there, really like digesting and taking these principles one step at a time has been tremendously key. And it's just like, kind of reprogramming yourself and switching yourself back into your organic self and your most truest self, which is aligned with organic creation, balance, harmony, and wholeness. And I cannot express enough how important it is and how far it goes, the state of mind that we have, or the way that we are choosing to believe about ourselves or believe about life, believe about anything that we are putting our energy and attention into. It is so key, the things that we're telling ourselves. I cannot stress it enough. Like, the importance of how much we're telling ourselves we're limited, or what we're capable or not capable of doing. Or just telling ourselves that, oh, this is what I'm used to doing, so I'm just gonna continue to be this way. Or I'm gonna continue to do this because it's what I'm used to. Just remember these things that you're telling yourself. You can make any change right now, beginning with taking a step.
But that's our reading from the Kybalion today. I'll just let you guys digest and integrate any messages and codes from that. And if there's anything that you would like to share, feel free to put it in the comments, or you can hop on the live and you can share a little bit about what you downloaded from that. Wow, that's really good stuff. It really goes a long way too, because the way that you're choosing to perceive vibrationally and where you're choosing to see things at, you know, it's going to go a long way with the type of experience that you have, the type of vibrational timeline you get to experience. You know, it's one thing to, you know, go into a space with somebody and you're going into a space with a negative mindset. You believe that, you know, there's not really much for you to gain out of whatever it is, and that you just don't want to be there. Compared to someone that has a mindset of, oh, you know, I'm really grateful to be here, and there's something that I can make of this. There's an opportunity. There is energy that I'm connecting with. There is an exchange. The more that we're able to tune into, you know, the substance and the details, the depth behind an experience or what it is that we are getting ourselves into, you know, the more we can really feed into the therapeutic and medicinal value of our experiences. And with the mindset, you know, it also allows us to leave no experiences empty, or, you know, to not be able to take something from our experiences. There's always something to extract. There's always something that you can grow from or take for strength from an experience. All right. So before we go into our third eye chakra light language activation with Thoth, I actually want to read a little bit out of the Shamanic Egyptian astrology book as well about Thoth and his connection to Mercury. For those that are familiar with Mercury in astrology, Mercury represents communication, intelligence. Right, so this is about Thoth again, and this is from the Shamanic Egyptian astrology book, and it's on page 30 for everybody out there. So we have the great god Thoth is the sacred scribe of Shamanic Egypt. He represents communication in its highest expression, that of illumination. In Shamanic Egyptian astrology, he represents the process by which spirit speaks through us in the words we say, the ideas we express, the memories we hold, the understanding we carry, all are inspired by our connection to the divine. Thoth was most associated by the ancient Egyptians with the moon. He was the god of magic, and his followers were considered to have access to the most secret of mysteries. Thoth was the inventor of the art of writing. He was the scribe of the gods and responsible for accounts and records. He recorded the passage of time. It was he who determined the length of the reign of the pharaoh. He was the patron of all areas of knowledge and was the god of wisdom and secret knowledge. Thoth is the archetypal grandfather of the Greek god Hermes and the Roman god Mercury. In the myths of these cultures, he is the god of thieves and a messenger carrying the missives of the gods. Hermes and Mercury are often portrayed as a man wearing a helmet with wings. Wings are also on his sandals and propel him through the skies as he carries the messages from one god or goddess to another. So too in our psyche, our mind often functions as the messenger of our ego, carrying its concerns into conscious awareness. The ego is formed in our childhood and is a construct of reality deeply personal to each of us. As stated earlier, the ego is a reflection of what is we have come to believe we need in order to survive. Its goal is to keep us alive, and some of its messages are useful. Stop at red lights, pay the rent, be careful on cliffs. Other messages are less useful, keep us from growing into wisdom. When we are ego-infused, we may need constant attention from others. We may insist on being heard, or we may become pedantic? Pedantic? Never seen that word before. Pedantic and selfish in our communication with others. We may not be able to listen to others, and we are unable to hear spirit speaking to us. At this time, our ego has stolen away from us our ability to be connected to spirit. In traditional astrology, Mercury describes how we communicate, articulate ideas, remember, express ourselves. In essence, Mercury describes how the messages of our ego are carried into our conscious awareness. By contrast, in shamanic Egyptian astrology, Thoth describes how effectively we function as a channel to spirit. Thoth represents the quality of communication, illuminated by a larger perspective. He reminds us that through the thoughts we think, the words we speak, and the perspective we carry, we create our reality. The communication that Thoth describes is inspired by the truth of the divine. When we speak with the wisdom of Thoth, we articulate the larger picture. When we think through Thoth, we are able to break through the constrictions of our ego into a larger understanding. When we remember through the energy of Thoth, we are able to see everything that has happened with new eyes. Thoth represents our ability to be as a hollow reed. He encourages us to expand beyond the duality, expressed through the struggle between our ego and our soul. When we are able to expand and step back into this manner, our experience changes. Every one of us has the potential to connect with the bigger picture. Every one of us also carries doubts and fears that block that connection. Thoth's position in the birth chart describes our innate ability to connect with the numinous and projects, how that connection will change through the years. We are all meant to learn from the experiences of life. Thoth describes how we all integrate these experiences into a larger understanding of what it is that we are here for and what it is that we are meant to do. As Mercury, he is the messenger of the gods. As Thoth, he is our individual channel to the divine. When we expand beyond limits of our understanding and open to the downloads of the shamanic archetypes of ancient Egypt, it is Thoth who transmits those messages into our psyche. It is Thoth who helps us sort through them, organize them into ideas so we can understand and express. It is Thoth who speaks through us as we share these ideas with others. In the myths of ancient Egypt, Thoth was called the tongue of Thoth, the creator god, who, through the word he spoke, created reality. In the Bible, in the expression, God spoke and the world was created. It is Thoth who creates reality. It is Thoth who speaks it. Thoth is often portrayed as a man with the head of an ibis, a type of bird native to Egypt. Birds are known in many cultures as the messengers of the divine. Their ability to soar high in the sky has long held a mystical meaning. Thoth is also sometimes portrayed as a snake and as a baboon. Both are symbols of duality. The snake holds a unique and often contradictory position. Depending on the culture, the snake is either the keeper of the truth or the one who misleads others into the darkness. In the Christian story, Garden of Eden, it is the snake who seduces Eve with an apple, therefore leading her into a rebellion against God. In indigenous cultures, it is the snake that holds the secret of transformation and change.
The snake has the ability to shed its skin, to emerge reborn, vulnerable, and yet renewed. The baboon is capable of remembering, problem-solving, and analyzing complex situations. In the baboon, we see our human origins, a reminder that we are but animals with an amazing capacity to communicate through verbal speech. Both Thoth and Khonsu, the moon god of shamanic Egypt, appear as baboons. When Thoth appears as a baboon, he reminds us of our origins and also reminds us of our unique position here on Earth. We have inherited our feeling nature and our intuitive from our animal forebears. It is in the synthesis of feelings and reason that we find our greatest gift, that of intuitive understanding and relationship to the world. The ability to recognize rather than reject, intuition and then act upon it, it is true illumination. Thoth is the archetypal symbol for this ability. The position of Thoth in our chart describes our innate ability to open to intuition. Transits to Thoth through our life describe the progression of our intuitive connection to the divine. Do we become truly illuminated beings whose spoken words channel the divine on earth? Or does our mind function simply as a servant of our ego, mouthing our fears and limitations? The planet Mercury has frequent and regular retrograde periods. Retrograde Mercury is a phase recognized by many otherwise unfamiliar with the language of astrology. It refers to a phenomenon where it appears that the planet has stopped in its tracks and is moving backwards. It is an optical illusion that occurs because we too are on a moving planet. This fact was known by the ancient astrologers, who followed the movement of the planets in the night sky. Mercury turns retrograde 3 times a year for approximately 3 weeks at a time. There is more folklore around these periods. Many people believe that it is not a good time to begin projects or relationships, sign contracts, or begin anything new. Although things do not always flow smoothly during retrograde periods, transformation and communication systems often have a problem, and all that life must stop is based in fear. In truth, Mercury retrograde provide all of us with regular times in our life of retreat and introspection. Wow. Wonderful medicine. So that's a more in-depth look behind Thoth, Hermes, our spirit guide of today on Rising with Ra. And it's been a jam-packed Rising with Ra with good reads and knowledge and information of the esoteric studies. And for those of you that are just joining and tapping in, I did a collective card reading regarding Thoth, Hermes, and I read out of the Book of Doors Alchemical Egyptian Oracle deck regarding Thoth. And then after that, I did a third eye chakra education as our chakra of the day. And then I just read one of the Kybalion hermetic principles, which is the first principle, the law of mentalism. So I read that, the law of mentalism, gave you guys some wonderful knowledge, nuggets, and wisdom to feed on. And then I just wrapped up reading about Thoth and the shamanic Egyptian astrology sense and its correlation to Mercury. Very insightful, very enlightening, Rising with Ra today, tapping into our pure knowledge and pure wisdom of the universe, the fabric of creation that we are all part of equally in unified consciousness, and just really coming back to remembrance, slowing things down and getting back to the principles and foundations of life so we can come back into self-mastery mode, self-mastery focus.
If you guys ever have questions about the Hermetic principles or any of this, or you'd like to see more lives, more spaces, maybe more workshops regarding things like this, let me know. Reach out to me. Let me know that you're interested in this type of content, these type of readings, these type of studies. I love to read. I love to do studies. So I can host lives. We can do Zoom spaces. We can do community spaces in private. Do some studies, esoterics, occult knowledge. Be so much fun. But alright. Now we have one more space left within this Rising with Ra. And it's going to be our third eye chakra light language activation, connected with Hermes or Thoth. And it's going to be a beautiful one. Get ready to have your third eye chakra expanded, soothed, cleansed, and enjoy. Enjoy. Before we begin the practice, let's go ahead and take a break for a couple minutes so we can use the restroom, get reset, grab some water, crystals, your altar, whatever it may be. And just a reminder, Rising with Ra Zen Space community share. If you're someone that would like to share your crystals, your altar, or however you set up your Zen space, whether you're at home or wherever you're at while watching and tapped in to this Rising with Ra and for this practice coming up, you can send me a direct message, images or videos of your Zen space, your crystals, your altar, whatever it is that you use today during this live, and I will add it in to the YouTube episode for the Rising with Ra Zen Space community share. So you can share a little bit about your light, a little bit of your authenticity with the conscious collective, and it's also create human connection and spark interest. And thank you to all of you that have sent in your images and videos. And I know 2 of you are actually here, Energy Soul Child and Holly Stark. Thank you both. Thank you both. Thank you for supporting and just sharing your love. Alright, we're going to take a break for a couple minutes, and then we'll come back and get into our third eye chakra activation. All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right, so let's go ahead and get comfortable. Get ourselves in position. Get ourselves in posture to receive a beautiful light language activation. In case if you're curious, the crystal I have on today, I have a Lemurian quartz, blue topaz. Sun's really bright right now, but blue topaz and pink cat's eye. So that's what I got rocking right now. And then I'm going to be using this sugar light right here for the third eye. Alright, so go ahead and get comfortable. If you're sitting, having your back straight, you can use a pillow, the edge of a bed, whatever you need to help support your back. And then if you're laying down, having your legs straight, not crossed, so you're not blocking the flow of energy in and out the soles of your feet. And then checking in with the tension throughout the body. Making sure that we're relaxing our shoulders. Dropping them to the side. Checking in with our elbows and arms, making sure they're loose. Then next, checking in with the jaw, making sure you're not clenching your teeth. And then lastly, the fingers, making sure you're not clenching your fist. The reason why we do this check-in is to make sure that our body is soft and loose. The more softer and loose the body, the least resistance, and the easier it is for energy to flow in and out of our being, for receiving as well as releasing. Then next we're going to be focusing on the breath. For this practice, we'll be breathing in through the nose, expanding the stomach, drawing the breath up to the third eye, and then recycling it and exhaling out the mouth. Breathing in through the nose, up to the third eye. Exhale out of the mouth. So you're guiding this breath directly to the third eye. Then exhaling out of the mouth. The more you guide the breath, the more you give direction for the breath to spread its healing, to spread its light into your being. So continue to focus on the breath, breathing into the third eye. Just continue to focus on this breath. As you focus on the breath, you may close your eyes, you may let go of the outside world. May you let go of this live, let go of this video, let go of the comments, just let it all go. Give yourself this moment, give yourself this time, this energy, this attention. With the breath, to give yourself nurturing, to give yourself any balance. Continuing to breathe, breathing to the third eye. As you breathe through this indigo energy center, between the eyebrows, you may see this indigo, purple blue begin to radiate or expand in your mind's eye. With your eyes closed, I invite you to look up and towards the center of your nose. Looking up into the center of your nose, right between the eyebrows, directing your eyes with your eyes closed. And just feeling this energy center, feeling this metaphysical portal between the eyebrows. Pay attention to what you feel as you're looking up into the center between your eyebrows with your eyes closed. Continue to focus on breathing. You may experience fluttering, downloads, images. Staying with the breath, continuing to breathe. Now, connecting with us comes the ancient wisdom, divine messages and codes from Thoth. Thoth now projects out his wand of magic and taps the third eye chakra with his caduceus wand. And the third eye begins to expand in fractal. And through the magic of this wand, the third eye chakra begins to reprogram. Begins to reprogram in alignment with balanced truth, wholeness, and your most highest codes and timeline. Staying with the breath, continuing to breathe. Beginning to dissolve, clear out programming, causing limited beliefs, self-doubt, delusion of one's own power. All clearing away with the breath in this indigo energy center. As it clears away, we begin to reassemble positive programming, affirmations of truth and wholeness. And you may repeat these affirmations if you'd like. I remember who I am. My beliefs are in alignment with my highest self. I remember my capabilities and who I am beyond the physical. I am activating and accessing my ancient alchemical codes, my pure state of oneness, and my remembrance of who I truly am. I have walked in the light and darkness, eons upon eons, and eons upon eons. I have climbed the ladder of the highest to the lowest, to the lowest to the highest. And I have been in many forms and many non-forms, as I am and shall be. I am who I am, and that is who I am. May I remember to be who I am. Utukia na uchukia na tikia nikutukua na ichikia na sia na kua uchukua yana isikia na uchua na ukua maya ukia na ikia nisirutukua ya urorayana ta urorayama ukua yana chia na ukorayana kia ushukua na sia Ushumarana shikiana kua yarata ukwayara shiatikia ururiana ta tokurukia uchikiana uchikiana ushianana tururaya ta urushikiara. Staying with the breath. Feeling this fresh energy. Feeling this clearing of the mind. Feeling this lightness within the being. May we remember to continue to walk free, to not place ourselves back into the shackles that we have placed ourselves into. May we slow down and be patient. May we be more slow and present with our decisions, our thoughts, our emotions and actions. May we remember the delicate process of each moment and what we contribute to and what we dictate in reality, not just for ourselves but for others as a unified conscious collective. Wholeness, balanced love. If you feel called to sharing your Rising with Ra Zen space, whether at home or wherever you are, while tapped in during the episode and during the practice, you can send in images and videos, direct message to me, Marcus Crystallite, and I will gladly add them into the YouTube episode to share with the community share. This can be your crystals, your altar, or anything else that you set up for your comfortable Rising with Ra Zen space to flow with the sacred vibes. Thank you, Marcia, Energy Soul Child, for sending in your Rising with Ra Zen space. Ashe. If you'd like to remember any of this wisdom or knowledge that was shared in this live today, you guys can watch the replay here on Sacred Light 33 on Instagram or on the full YouTube edition later today, Sacred Light Healing and Wellness. Thank you to all my subscribers, supporters. Thank you for everybody that was here today. Energy Soul Child, Holly. Appreciate any feedback. Feel free to let me know how that third eye chakra activation with Thoth was for you. And you can always continue this energy into your day. Continue this mindset into your day. Reflect it out to others. You can always continue to go deeper into esoterics, the hermetic principles. There's a lot of audios, a lot of videos, and there's a lot of stuff on Thoth that you can tap into. The Emerald Tablets, the Kybalion, Book of the Dead, all good ancient wisdom of self-mastery. And if you have any questions, you'd like to have a one-on-one service with me, just reach out and we'll go through the motions, get things set up. Alright, so that does it for today on Rising with Ra. We'll be back on Friday. Friday we'll be doing the crown chakra. And I'm not sure who our guide will be yet. I think we'll be connecting with Saint Germain and the Violet Flame to assist us in our crown chakra this Friday. So I will see you then, 11:11 a.m. Eastern. You guys know where to catch me at. Hit me up. If you'd like to become part of the online community, connect with worldwide conscious minds, beautiful souls, reach out to me. It's a free donation-based community space. And just reach out if you want to connect. I'm always open to connecting, building deeper relationships, expanding knowledge with each other. Everybody have a beautiful Wednesday. Wholeness and balanced love.